Well, hello there, how are you? Welcome to another edition of Conversational Shaving from here in the Riviera of the Upper Midwest. My name's Don, I'll be your host tonight. I've already prepped my face with this. It is the Van Yulay Pre-Shave Oil. Very nice. My razor is going to be my trusty three-piece Bakelite, or mostly Bakelite Clix razor. It does have a metal cap, which overhangs the overhang. There might be just, a very, very little bit of overhang, but not much. And in there, on its first use, I have one of these. It is a Derby Premium Blade. The package looks something like that, if you can see that. The vendor for these on eBay sends these not in a tuck, but in a regular postage envelope, and that cuts down on the postage, and they include a cutting aside from the tuck so that you might see what that looks like. And let's see, my soap is going to be, I'll show you the box here first, the Stella Alpina from, I always mispronounce this probably, Saponificio Varesino from Italy, the Stella Alpina variety of their soap, which I tried before and didn't have as much luck with it as I did another variety. The other one is the Felci Aromatico, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And that other soap comes in a tin, nicely poured in there, so that it's real easy to bloom, because the instructions do say to bloom these soaps or soak them. But they've been around since 1945, and they say bloom, okay? And anyway, I was blooming this as instructed, but you might be able to see this plastic thing that this particular variety came in, at least the puck that I got. There is some give there, that is to say, when I was blooming it, I was letting the water, it was pouring down into the side there and off of the top of the soap. Now the top of the soap is a little bit more indented now from having used it more, but the bloom water was all pouring over the side and it wasn't getting bloomed. I didn't want to drown the soap, but that's essentially what I had to do in a way to get it to bloom or soak. I had to fill this all the way up to the top so that the water was still on the top. And I think that is why I was having trouble lathering it as well as the other. We'll see. Now, today, I'm not going to use the conversational brush this week, the conversational shaving brush. I will go back to that. That is a lovely brush, and I'm still very happy with it. But since this soap, they asked you to use, for this soap, which is triple milled, I believe, they asked you to use a Badger brush. So I have this very nice, brand new, made from, I'm just forgetting things today, from an LXII vendor. Very nice. This is Thuya wood or something like that. It's called the Thuya brush, T-H-Y-U-A, I think. And I know how to say the name, but I'm going to go, during the break, I'm going to look at the name of the vendor. Well, it's Marchese, if I'm pronouncing that right, I-L-M-A-R-C-H-E-S-E. And there's a fellow on, well, in at least one of my Facebook groups, that I think he heads up this company that makes this, and handmade, very nice. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let me wet the brush just a little bit and get a lather started. And I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope I put enough water on that. I might not have. I have very pasty lather, but we'll see. Or pasty on the brush anyway. Here we go. Oh yeah. Once I changed how I bloomed this soap and started using Badger brushes with it, pretty much only Badger brushes as instructed, or what they prefer you to use with this soap. That's much nicer. Now I went back and looked at the video that I originally used this soap in, and I had a better lather than I thought I did in that video, but it's still been a lot nicer since I changed some things up here. That's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and get going past number 1 here. And yeah, shake the razor off there, and pass number 1 we'll do with the grain. Whoa. I'm worn out already from just explaining this shave and the some of the products and gear I'm using here. But we are at the conclusion of Martin Luther King Jr. Day here. And so for those of you in the United States that had this holiday, this bank and postage holiday, I hope you enjoyed yourself if you were able to have this day off. And if you're in Europe or somewhere else where you either had or are going to have a bank holiday this month, I hope that it was or will be good for you. And yeah, I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about that were not shaving related, just interesting things, but quite frankly, I think I just wore myself out explaining a few things at the beginning there. Well, this blade is working very well in this razor, but because this is a relatively mild razor or just a well put together razor, for whatever reason, I have more good luck with blades of different types in this razor than I might in certain other razors. Excuse me. Okay, continuing here. I was just watching some of the Scottish Australians shaving videos. I just put those on the TV and walked around here doing things while those were playing, and it looked like that gentleman was using some pretty nice gear and equipment. Sometimes I have to listen a little more carefully to get through that Scottish brogue of his, but I gave him, and he very nice fella, comments on my videos. Almost, I think every video I make, he puts in a comment or two, so certainly happy to know that guy. And I thought I'd try to return the favor. I'm going to put some comments in his videos later, but I've had so much going on here, or so it has seemed anyway. Still trying to get stuff back from my aborted move to another town. Yeah, mild to mid aggression on this razor, and I just like it a lot. I think I'm going to use my old opening for the video today, just because. No particular reason, really. It's just I think I still have that on file, and I might use that. So if you see the old opening, it doesn't mean I'm back in my old bathroom. It just means that I like that opening as well as the others. I might even like it a little better, I'm not sure. That was when I had more cabinets and things, more mirrors. Yeah, the lady that I was going to room with, she wants me to hurry up and get back in there and get the rest of my stuff, but it's very cold here now. There's been snow. There's going to be more snow. Oops, that was a little bit too much there. I mean, I was a little bit too heavy-handed. I'm lucky I didn't cut myself. And I do have irritation from the other day here. Let's see. But yeah, she's getting antsy. She wants me to go get the rest of my stuff. The only problem is finding someone to take me to help me do that, and also the fact that some of the streets are bad here, the roads, some of them. Main roads are okay, but nobody wants to go out in this. It's bitterly cold here in the Riviera, don't you know? Oh, let's see. Did I get everything this time? I thought I did. Well, whatever the case, I'll be right back, and then we'll do pass number 2 across the grain. Okay, let's go across the grain now. Let's see. What else is going on? Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Oh, there goes the heat on. I thought I had that low enough that it wouldn't come on. But sorry for the noise there. Yeah, Arizona does not celebrate Martin Luther King Day. Kind of crazy. They also don't observe daylight savings time. Odd state, that Arizona. But it's a dry heat. Wouldn't be a bad place to retire if you don't mind heat, but don't like humidity. I've been there. Should have gone to the Grand Canyon, but didn't. Saw it from 30,000 feet in the air coming back from Vegas one time. Las Vegas, Nevada, that is. And, oh, let me rinse the razor. Is it Margandi DeFazio? Am I pronouncing that right, or do I have that all wrong? The name of the guy that's head of the company that makes this very nice brush. They make all kinds of very nice brushes, not just this one. I have 2 of their brushes now, but they're on Etsy, and it's Il Marchese, separate word or separate name, Marchese, I believe it is. And I'm probably butchering those names, but very nice Manchurian badger brush, I should have told you. Manchurian badger, very, very nice. And so here I continue going across the grain. So that made me a little upset, that gal. I've already spent about $100 going over there and getting stuff out of her apartment. No, about the only thing left in her apartment, there's a mattress and box springs, and there's a dresser that she feels like I still have taken over her apartment or something. Kind of silly. And I probably ought not to say this because something will happen if I'm not careful, or just my luck, but I think it's been, well, like a year or a month or 2 since I've rage quit my channel. Alright. So I'm trying to keep the rage under wraps here. Any rage I might have. Excuse me. Some of these things I shouldn't even talk about. For some reason, I'm reminded of the old Chinese curse, or curses. There's the famous one, may you live in interesting times, and then there's others like, may you get everything you want. Yeah. This is comfortable shave so far. And these Derby blades, the Derby Premium especially, I'd say they err on the side of sharpness. They have some smoothness, but not nearly as much as they have sharpness. And is it uniform sharpness? Is it good sharpness like, oh, like a feather blade or even a Persona? Not necessarily, I don't think. But then again, there's going to be people that swear by these blades, so your mileage may vary. Okay, I'm going to pop out of here a second, come back to you freshly lathered for that third pass against the grain. Well, let's see, I never did. I guess I'd have to go get my tablet to get the exact name of that fellow I was trying to tell you about, that he and his bunch there make this really nice brush there. I don't know if he's the only one that makes the brushes and he has other people answering the phone, so to speak. I don't know much about it. All I know is beautiful, beautiful brushes there and very nice knots. I got both of the ones that I got from him recently with the Manchurian knot that is really nice. One's a flatter, more of a fan knot, I guess. This one here, I keep showing this because I'm so happy with it. That one's more of a curved knot, and I couldn't tell you how many millimeters that is, but it's a nice, just really nice. You can probably take my word on that. mileage will vary quite little, if at all, on these. These are nice brushes. Okay, against the grain, I'll start on my neck this time. So a bank holiday, but I think one of the banks here, at least their drive-through, I think they said was going to be open, if not the inside of the branch. I find that unusual that any bank would be open on any holiday, but isn't that almost racist in a way to stay open on all let me try to say this again. Of all holidays, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I don't know. I've never been one to rock the boat, and shame on me, because there are times when the boat probably should be rocked. I don't know if that applies to when banks are open or not, but excuse me. Just in keeping with the holiday, since I'll usually around Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, say something about the holiday that is hopefully memorable and intelligent, I will say that it's probably true, or it is true, that if we're not all free, really none of us are. And I'll just leave it at that. Oh, let's see. I talked about my aborted move again. Relatively new towel, but I think I had it up there last week. It's still awfully clean. I'm not a dirty person. I mean, oh, never mind. I guess I don't want to go into my towel habits, but usually after, I don't know how many uses, a towel just gets stale and I'll change it. But this thing still smells, I think it smells as good. It doesn't have much of a smell of any kind now, but for several days it had a smell as good as the dryer sheet, the Downy or whatever I used when I washed it. Anyway. I think I'm going to have to do pretty extensive pickups because I don't feel like a lot has gotten done on my stubble here, down here on my neck. But I think I shaved all that while I was busy chattering. And giving you my ultra safe opinions on everything under the sun. Trying not to offend anyone or single anyone out, for good or bad reasons, really. I don't know. I'll just dig myself some kind of hole I can never get out of because that's just what I'm good at. But I'll be right back for pickups. Okay, for those of you not familiar with this, here's the funny clock and it's pickup time, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. And that's pickup time. It's pickup time. Time for pickups or touch-ups. So here we go. Hand's kind of wet here. I need to really try to still an awful lot of feedback here. This is a new blade. I want to get my neck a little closer than I've managed to get it so far. Let's see. Yesterday I overdid it with a twist to open razor that was not, as I came to find out, not tightened down as much as it should have been. So I think there towards the end it was coming open a little bit. Oh, I know it was. And then I got some bad spots, which you can see here. And there were more of them earlier. Seems like it didn't hurt all that bad, but all the alum, all the styptic pencils in the world couldn't seem to stop those things from bleeding. Well, let me rinse the razor one more time. It's something I don't usually do, but I'm going to lather a second time instead of just doing a slickness test or whatever you want to call it. Instead of doing a sort of a pass or so where I don't use any more lather, let me go ahead and re-lather that. Because I did have, even though it was a close shave, it ended up being a very bad shave with an otherwise good razor and good blade yesterday. I don't want to overdo this, but also I want to get the trouble spots, and I'd like to get this shave closer. The blade isn't hurting me or anything, but it just, now I'll do kind of a slickness thing. I'll just stay on camera here, rinse that off, and just go straight to a sort of a slickness test. For the most part, the soap is slick enough, the blade is fine, but the blade in this razor, and it's not the razor, I usually don't have problems getting at least a decent shave with this razor, but as far as closeness, I'm not getting it with this blade this time. Or I'm having to go, oh, I mean, I do it anyway, go over and over and over the same spots, which technically I guess you're not supposed to do. Some people call that buffing, some people have another name for it, but yeah, that's going to have to be almost it. Just a couple of touch-ups on the touch-ups here, but wow. Now, not an uncomfortable shave and good everything, but this blade, at least in this three-piece Bakelite, mostly Bakelite, old Clix razor, a vintage brand of razor, no longer made, I don't believe. The Derby Premium, though, in there, I'm sorry, as far as closeness, it let me down. Comfort, yeah, comfort, but I've had better luck with regular Derby blades in this razor, as I recall. So your mileage may vary. I'm just telling you what happened to me. I don't really review products. I just tell you what happened to me. And I'm no expert. Anybody that tells you they are, I don't know. Unless they're a barber or something, they're probably not trying to lie to you, but they're not an expert, trust me. Too many factors, too many different kinds of products, too many brushes, too many, you name it. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm going to rinse my face, the brush, and so forth, and I'll be back with our good friend, not this guy, although he's great, but our good friend, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him, Mr. Towel. Well, I'm probably overdoing this whole Mr. Towel thing, but here he is, Mr. Towel. Some people like that, some people think it's idiotic. Hi, I'm Mr. Towel, yeah. That all began just as a turn of phrase. I'd say, well, now it's time to use Mr. Towel, and that was back when I didn't have editing capabilities or anything. I guess I should have saved those videos for historical purposes, for progeny, posterity, because it was stranger times perhaps even than this. I was not well and I was 100 pounds and I was pretty skinny, and then yeah, one day I'm just like, well, here's Mr. Towel, and then I got to thinking, well, it is okay to make a big deal about a towel because you know, there's places in the world where a towel would be a big deal, unfortunately. Places where, you know, you also have to walk 3 miles to get water, and if you don't have to do that first thing in the morning, chances are you might be one of the lucky ones. And I'm not trying to make fun of people that do have to do that. What's funny is just life itself. It's like you can also think you have everything, and in a moment it can be gone, and oh, I'm just Mr. Cheerful today, aren't I? Well, let me begin a brief recap and put the finishing touches on the shave here. And, well, To begin with, off camera, I prepped with the very nice and, in my opinion, very useful and very good Yulay shave oil. Just like with any other shave oil, I don't care whose brand it is, do yourself a favor and let it soak in for a couple of minutes before you start applying your lather. That makes, in my opinion, any oil so much better. I gotta hurry up here, I'm running over. My razor was this 3-piece, mostly Bakelite, Clix razor with a metal cap. In there, on its first use, a Derby premium blade. And my soap, well, let's see here, it was there's the box that comes in, the Stella Alpina soap from Saponificio Varesino, if I pronounce that correctly. There's the soap and the container it comes in. And my brush was this very nice Marchese, if I'm pronouncing that right, a Thuya, I think, Thuya wood brush, Manchurian knot, very nice, very, very nice. Let's see, what else here? I know I must be forgetting something, but maybe not. So I'm going to reach over here, excuse me. I'm out of camera view most of the time. I'm going to use my last, or one of my last of these Everyman Jack facial wipes, which have activated charcoal and, well, volcanic clay and, what don't they have in it? And witch hazel. It's all natural good products. I think this is the last one. Empty pack there, but very nice. You can see I've been using them, so yeah, I wouldn't use them if I didn't like them. Nice, about $5 at Walmart here in the States. And I'm sure you can get Everyman Jack products online too. In fact, I think that's where I first saw them before they were ever in Walmart. And like I said last week, I have some of their shaving cream, but it's not meant to be used with a brush. By the same token, though, I got some shaving cream recently that I didn't think would be any good with a brush, and it turned out to be very good. Maybe I'll use that next week. Well, let's see, I'll throw this away. Done with that. Let's see what else here. In my aftershave, I'm going to use this, also a Yulay product, the Sandalwood Aftershave Splash, which also has witch hazel and very nice things in it. And neither of these products, neither this, which I'm using now, or the facial wipe, had alcohol in them. So the witch hazel in both these cases would be like a toner and not an astringent. So there shouldn't be any sting or anything like that. Okay, and wipe my hand off. I guess I'll use this barber towel I have here also. And let's see, oh, there was one more thing. Just for good measure, the Nivea Men original post-shave balm there, which I thought you could get this at Walmart, but I had to get this online. They had the sensitive and the cooling balms at Walmart, and the sensitive balm, well, the package kind of looks a little bit like the original, but it's not. I was putting the wrong cap on there. Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to recap that and finish recapping the shave and putting the finishing touches on it. I gotta go. As you can see, I'm over time. I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out of the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Peace.